Hello. Um, I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to do a video of this. Um, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was good, but I do want to caution people who do struggle with mental illness and are very strongly with COVID vaccination, very strongly for the COVID vaccination, that it was a little hard for me to wrap around my brain with the fact that um they let the woman who didn't get vaccinated, chose not to get vaccinated. I don't know if everyone else in that series got vaccinated, but they did let that one woman who does not believe in vaccines. Because you know what? With great power comes great responsibility. And yes, that came from a white man, but you know what? That has bled into so much of Miles Morales' compensation. And Miles Morales, the African American Latino uh, Spider-Man, and I love that character actually better than Peter Parker because I grew up with father issues similar to how Miles Morales in the comics and in the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie, he struggles with father issues with his dad. Um, but this movie, what I loved about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is that it felt very much bled into a community grieving over the death of T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman. And it felt like it was also not only the Wakandans grieving, but it was also because grief can be both a very grief towards someone passing or grief after trauma of something they went through. And you see that in through Namor, and I was very much team Namor because I loved going. To let you guys know, I grew up swimming. I grew up love swimming, so I was very much team Namor, and I loved Namor. He was such an awesome character, and this movie felt very much like how Black Adam was. And I'll explain that a little later, and I'll get that soon. But Prince Kukani, or Kuku Khan, the Feather Serpent, actually played beautiful role in sympathizing and seeing actually from both a Mexican Latino or Latin believed cultured Samaritan, and the fact that this was very much a story very, very beautifully, heavily based on Mexican culture. He was very much an understanding character, and he was kind of like how looking at Wakanda is now, like letting people and sort of struggling, versus, you know, Kukulkan sort of acknowledging we cannot because of how white people, like in the movie, in that drill site, was doing. They were taking their vibranium. And it sort of looked at a reflection of the past versus the future and present. Namor was such an awesome character, and he was more of an anti-hero than a villain, a big bad villain of the story. And I was rooting for him. You know, I love swimming. I loved growing up swimming. People always thought of me as a half man, half fish because I love swimming. I do. You ever see me in the pool? Trust me, I swim like fucking crazy. So I was very much Team Namor than I was uh, Team Wakandan because I understand from it. So because I understood from his belief, and I grew up being someone who was surgically experimented on because I was under a lot of medical stress in the Cleveland Clinic had to do, and Akron Children's Hospital had to do a lot of medical surgeries. So that's why I grew up thinking of Frankenstein monster of myself. So me being from two different worlds, different from being a normal kid to being a kid who had medical issues, living with medical challenges, can feel like two worlds, very much like Namor, who was very much an Earth Mexican, but also a Latino Ocean Samaritan king. Namor was an amazing character, and I felt like this was, again, it felt like an anti-hero versus a hero. A hero becoming an anti-hero because of what happened. I'm not going to spoil it, but I do feel like that was that was kind of an interesting premise. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It felt very much heavily on a Wakandan community coming together story than jumping into who's going to be the mantle. And they left a lot of good hints. They left great, great hints of who could and who could not. And it was just very. Me and my friend Tom were very much guessing. I think she's going to become Black Panther. No, I think she's going to become Black Panther. I thought it was going to be. I'm going to let you my intake. I thought it was going to be hit Black Panther's girlfriend / ex be the new Black Panther because of her belief strongly committed, like in the first Black Panther movie, who we share our technology, we share with the world, we help people. And, you know, I love that about her. Not Shuri, it was